The Canadiens haven't had a ton of success in the NHL draft recently. Going back to the 2008 draft, only 4 players the Canadiens have selected have gone on to play 100 or more games in the NHL. Jack, is this a case of bad drafting or poor player development or both?
I think it might be a little bit of both. I mean, really, Trevor Timmins' record for the whole stint with the Habs has been pretty good, but he's been on a bit of a cold streak when you look at these things. There haven't been any PK Subbans in there recently that he got farther down in the draft. And some of the blame has to go to the player, you know. To me, a kid like Nathan Beaulieu, it's what's between the ears that wasn't working. Although he's one of their success stories, you know. But it's hard to say that. I think with Claude here, you'll probably see guys like McCarron get a bigger shot than they got with Michel Therrien. Maybe that is part of the difference. But, you know, these guys down in the AHL are not kicking the doors in. And I think there's going to be a lot more pressure playing here for Sylvain. If they don't deliver, the Montreal media is going to be all over that team.
Well, Marc Bergevin put basically all the blame on Beaulieu and Galchenyuk at his end-of-season press conference. And Sylvain Lefebvre's going to be back in Laval.
Listen, after the top 5, the first 5, 10 players, it is such a crapshoot who you pick. You got to get lucky. Yeah, you can be good and pick the right guy, and some of it does go on the player. Yeah. Some of it goes on who they draft, and it is a bit of a crapshoot when you're picking guys. And you got to have some luck, obviously, but it's not all. You look at a player and you see him so many times. Oh, he's great. He's a can't miss kid. I mean, that just doesn't happen. The top players, yes, in the draft, but I think he's done okay. But again, blaming stuff on guys when you say Bergevin, blame guys. You know what? There comes a point that they got to grow some balls. Guys like Galchenyuk and Beaulieu, and basically step up to the plate. They're 24 years old, Beaulieu. I mean, come on. I look where I was in my development at that time, and you got to take the bull by the horns and get it done. And some of it does fall on the player, but certainly it doesn't let the organization off the hook. There's no question.
Beaulieu had a great opportunity. He was playing top 4 minutes, and he didn't produce. I mean, in the end, the last game of the season, he was sitting in the press box.
I'll be interested to see how he does in Buffalo this year.
It will be interesting to see how he does in Buffalo, because that's a bad team, and he can't play there. But you look at the other guy they drafted in the first round, Jared Tenorti, and everybody said, well, they ruined him, you know, didn't develop and things like that. He's now in the Arizona organization. You can't find a worse team in the NHL, and he's in the minors still.
Yeah. Well, quickly, Pat, you got Ryan Poehling, the first-round pick this year. You got to meet him in Chicago.
I got to meet him in Chicago. I was very impressed with him. He played NCAA hockey at 17.
Youngest player in NCAA.
Guy who accelerated his high school graduation so he could play with his older twin brothers. And this is a guy that just got better as the season went on. He's going to spend another 2 years, I would imagine, at St. Cloud State. And then the Canadiens are going to look at him, and he could very well be in the lineup. He's one of these guys that, you know, I think more teams are realizing now you can develop guys in the NCAA. And then come in, he's a guy, he's 6'2", he's going to get broader, he's going to add on some weight and things like that. I think he's going to be, and he's a center, and I think he's going to be a really good player in the NHL. I liked his attitude, the way he spoke, and it looked like, you know, as Chris says,
Good American?
It's a crapshoot. Yes.
Good American boy.
Good American.
3 Americans.
I'm the only Canadian.
So you know, it's one of these things. You know, he looks like he's going to be a good prospect. As Chris says, it is a crapshoot, but I think this is one where they'll come up
lucky.
Come up with a good bet.
Time will tell. All right, you can watch the entire episode of this week's HIO show at hockeyinsideout.com.